Jessica was graduating from high school, and you guys had come up to see the graduation, and we had been working on angel food cake all day, and so we made one, and Jess had been working on it, and so she's a senior in high school, and I was just a year later, so we're still pretty, awkward. And so we're in there cooking and making things together, and then Klaus comes in, and he's like, I want to get some pictures of you guys. I was like, okay, great. And he's like, okay, now you stand behind her, and you gotta hold it and cut it just like you're cutting your wedding cake. And like, so then we're awkward teenagers, and we're like, we don't want to. Like, there's still a picture, and it's still probably one of the most awkward pictures that we've ever taken. And he's like, yeah, we'll get another one later whenever you're cutting cake. And we're like, yeah, whatever. And then we got married like 2 years later. Yeah. So that was
And he did get the picture.
Yeah, he did get the picture. There was no like, oh, ha, he's joking.
We always have the picture.
Yeah.
Always have the picture.
Well, that's what Dad used to do in the Navy. He took pictures of the boat, and I think he made a few extra plinkies doing it. But I've seen a few interesting photos still of from back in the Navy days, taking pictures with the old Minolta camera. I think that we dug that out of the attic last time I was here.
Yeah. Jessica, you got a Grandpa Klaus story?
I think I really loved dancing at my wedding because I didn't know it was coming, and so my dad recorded a song, and we danced, and then Grandpa Klaus just stepped up, and it was really, I don't remember how we danced. But it was lovely, I'm sure. And then I really enjoyed the last time that we came up here for his 80th birthday because he was different. Like Maggie and I were talking about earlier, we always kind of remember him like the guy in the pictures. And he had, white hair and couldn't do as much, but he was still so present and still so like himself and could laugh and joke and tell all the stories. And his book had been published, and it was just really special to be able to go spend like. I'm right here.
Okay,
It's okay.
yeah, we're past that.
And the rest of the story?
And the rest of the story is, I know he liked my crazy child, and it was nice to be able to go spend a summer with him where he was still kind of himself, the whole family, and have that lovely party, and it was just very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody in here was there, so.
And Mikey, I know you got a story.
Well, the story that I had, I worked with Klaus on Mike Bernard. I worked at Boat US with Klaus, and every once in a while he'd bring in stories he had written out. He'd have the original manuscript of the times that he was growing up over in Germany, and I think this time he was about 12 years old. He and a buddy of his went to this scrap dealer to the backside of his scrap yard, and there was some brass shavings close to the fence, so they managed to abscond with a bunch of those. So then a few days later they took them to the scrap dealer and they sold them back to him. Nice. But there are all kinds of stories like that I've read that Klaus wrote, and that's why I'm waiting for the next book, because I know there are bunches of those in that.
If you can get him back and write it, you're done. Actually, the pressure now is supposed to be going over here on this one.
You got the laptop.